Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I just saw Bullet Train, a new movie starring Brad Pitt, and it comes from the director of Deadpool 2. And the movie is just basically about five assassins that find themselves on a bullet train, but then realize that their missions have something in common. So it just goes off from there, and it was. I have to say, this movie was like a very good time. I enjoyed it from the beginning to the end, and what made it really good. That was not the only thing that made it good, but one of the things that really made it good with the characters. There were so many characters, not so many, but there were many characters in this movie, many colorful characters. They could have easily made the characters like similar because they have similar jobs, so they could have easily gone the easy way out and made them similar, but each character is very unique and has very distinct feeling, even though they do the same kind of thing, but they all feel like different people, and just make. I have to talk about some of the characters. Brad Pitt was a standout. Brad Pitt was honestly my favorite performance. I didn't expect Brad Pitt to be that funny, and it was not like he was trying so hard to be funny. He just had some little gestures, and he had some funny things to say also. But I think it was these little gestures that he made that just elevated elevated is funny to me. And they were a character of twins. They call them twins, but they don't look like twins. But those guys also, the chemistry between them really, the chemistry between the actors that played the twins, it really elevated their performance. And I feel like if lesser actors or if people that didn't have that much chemistry had played that role, they would not have they would not have made the characters feel the way they felt, because the actors had very good chemistry. Those characters really stood out, and they were so good together. Their witty dialogue, and it just made it so good to see. And the villain, Michael Shannon, was cast as the villain. Like, when I saw it, I was like, wow, this guy. It was so unexpected, but the guy nailed the performance. I was like, wow, this guy is this good. I've always known Michael Shannon was a good actor, but for him to play a role like this, like, it felt like he went a different way. Like, he played a role that I've never seen him played before, and he just nailed the performance. Man, the characters really made the movie. There are so many characters, all of them just, even the ones that didn't have anything to say, they all made the movie feel very full and unique. Like, that's what good characters will always do for the movie. They always make the movie so much better than it has any any problem being. And watching this, I noticed that some of the things that made Deadpool 2 like very interesting, that made it so good, was like I could notice it in this movie. Yeah, it makes sense. It comes from the same director, but I couldn't just help but notice all those little things, like the witty dialogue, the comedy. Man, this movie is so funny, so funny. The violence, like crazy violence, and the way the stunts, the kills. Man, the kills were so creative. There were some kills I was like, what the fuck? How did they get that, man? Man, this was so good. And I'm a big fan of Quentin Tarantino, so I can't help but notice when I see elements that remind me of Tarantino in a movie. And I just have to talk about it, like the music and the violence. Those were the two things that just immediately took me back to Quentin Tarantino. I love that guy so much. I love his movies, and when I see those elements in a movie, I can't help but think about it. The music was so good. The man, it's almost a cliche now to talk about how good music is, but I'll just say the music in this movie, it's elevated the fight scenes. The fight scenes could have been like generic, like every other fight scene we've seen before. There are some special things about it, like the stunts was very good, but it could have also felt like just another action movie. But the way they input the music with the fight scenes, the choice of music that they use with the fight scenes, it just took it to the next level. The music really heightened the music really heightened the fight scenes for me, and at some point I almost even started dancing to the fight scenes. That was how much I was enjoying the music. And I like that I heard some of the music and it sounded very familiar, but it was cover of, like, let's say, like an Asian cover of an American song, and it just made it so much better. Like, you could hear the song that I've heard this song before now, I've heard this song somewhere, but I've not heard this song like this and it just made it so much better, man. The dialogue, I liked something that they did with the dialogue. Dialogue was very witty, but I also like that the way they used the dialogue to explain things. Like a character might want to explain what is going on in the scene, and another character will just shut him up or dismiss him a certain way, and just like it feels like the filmmakers want to tell us what is happening, but they also don't want to spoon feed us everything at the same time. So they make the characters try to do that. Another characters just dismiss them, and it just felt so good to see. And just made me feel so much excited about it. Overall, this movie was like, I think, one of the best movies I've seen this year, and it was honestly so good. The action scenes were superb. The dialogue was crazy, very funny. The violence was, oh my god, man! I really love this movie. So, have you seen this movie? What did you think about it? Comment below and let me know. Cheers.